Hey, I'm back for another video, guys. And before we get started, you know what I need you to do. Please hit the subscribe button. In this video, we are doing an acrylic fill on this client. Here, I'm just showing you just the growth that she's had. Her nails grow really fast. I think this was about 2.5 weeks of growth for her. So I always start by pushing back the cuticle area. That allows you to just clean up the cuticle area and have more room to see and know what you're working with. Once we get the cuticles and everything pushed back, I go in with some type of bit. Here, I think this is a coarse barrel bit. I use various bits for this process. Like I said, for this particular set, I was using the coarse barrel bit. I also use a medium or a coarse 5-in-1 bit. And depending on how thick the nails are, if we're doing a color change or anything like that, I use a coarse tornado bit. What I do in this step is just remove anything that's on the nail. So here we have gel polish and we also have top coat. So I always remove anything that's on the nail, get it down to the bare acrylic so that we can go in and do a fill. And also, as the nails have grown out, if they need to be rebalanced, I drill the nail down to just a thinner layer so that I can rebalance the nail, get the apex and everything where it needs to go. Another essential item that you'll need when you're doing a nail fill is a dust collector. As you can see, I definitely have my dust collector on. This is a McCart dust collector. It gets the job done. I don't have any positive or negative feedback on it. It definitely gets the job done. But if you don't have a dust collector, I would just make sure you have your towel down as well as some type of paper towel or something that you can use to collect the dust and roll it up and throw it away once you're finished. Before I move on to the next step of the fill-in process, I will probably insert a step-by-step at the end of the video because the very first step that I do, I lied to y'all. I don't push their cuticles back first. I actually have them wash their hands. So before my clients even get a chance to sit down, I hand them a manicure brush and they wash their hands with soap and warm water. After they wash their hands, then I start the process of pushing the cuticle area back and removing anything from the surface of the nail. Once I complete those steps, then I go in with my fine grit sanding band. I never use anything more than fine grit on a natural nail, and I remove any shine from the natural nail using a fine grit sanding band. If the clients need extra cuticle prep work like this client did, I go in with some type of cuticle bit. In this case, I used a ball bit. From there, I go in with the 80/80 grit nail file and I refine the shape of the nail. Me personally, I reshape the nails before the fill, so like before we start laying the acrylic, and I also reshape the nails after I lay the acrylic. And that's just my preference. I know some people do it differently, but that's just what I prefer and what works for me. From there, I go in with a nail cleanser and I clean the nails of any debris, dust, or anything like that. And then I go in and dehydrate the natural nail. So I just place the dehydrator on the area where the natural nail is visible. If you get a little bit of spillage on the acrylic enhancement, that's fine, but there's no need to dehydrate the whole acrylic enhancement, just the natural nail. From there, if the client's natural nails need to be primed, then I prime them during this time as well. What I mean by that, if you've been around my channel for a while, you guys know that I swear by my rubber base coat. I use it as a primer. However, I do have some clients who work with their hands or they might have extra lifting regardless of how well I prep their nails. So this particular client works with packages all day. So I prime her nails and then I go in with my rubber base coat to ensure that her nails last and she doesn't have any lifting. To prime with the rubber base, I just apply the rubber base to the natural nail and a little bit on the nail enhancement. I cure it for a full 60 seconds and then I go in with the acrylic application. Now we can start the process of applying the acrylic. I used my Eden's Rose monomer, and I think this is Babe Alert by Not Polish. I'm not sure at the moment. Whatever it is, I'll put it in the description box. But this acrylic, as you can see, it is a glitter acrylic. However, I did not have to cap this acrylic, so I didn't have to put any clear acrylic on top of it. I was able to file this acrylic with no problem, as you'll see in a little while. So when doing a fill, I pick up a medium to dry bead, and I start by pushing it back to the cuticle area and then filling the sides and bringing it down the middle of the nail. If I need to add structure or anything like that, I do that with another bead. Okay, so I know this doesn't look slowed down, but I slowed it down just a little bit. So you guys see I picked up my bead and I laid it. I pushed the acrylic up towards the cuticle area, cleaned up the cuticle area as well, and then I swept any remaining acrylic down the nail. This nail needed to be built back up towards the tip in the middle. So then I used a separate bead and I did that as well. After I finish laying the acrylic, I make sure that it's dry before I start any filing. For this particular set, I went in with a cone-shaped cuticle bit just to clean up any excess that I might not have been comfortable getting with my 5-in-1 bit. So that allowed me to clean up that cuticle area. And then I go in with a fine grit 5-in-1 cuticle bit. The fine 5-in-1 bit allows me to seal the cuticles. It gives me a flawless cuticle area. Once I finish sealing the cuticle area, I use the same bit to debulk the nail if I need to do that, as well as smooth out any imperfections. From there, I use a medium grit sanding band to go over the nail enhancement and smooth out any imperfections as well. Once I finish with the medium grit sanding band, then I go in with the same 80/80 file and I reshape the nails. As you can see, and I'm sure you've seen all over social media, it is important to turn the client's hand around to ensure that the shape looks good, is not lopsided or anything like that, because it'll look one way, but once you change the angle of their hand, the shape can look completely different. After I finish shaping or reshaping the nails, I buff my client's nail and I have them go wash their hands again. And this is what her nails look like. We are ready for polish, top coat, whatever she wanted. She wanted a nice little gold accent to match the glitter, and this is how the nails turned out. I think this is a fun, cute, and simple design. If you guys have any questions or if I missed anything, feel free to ask me in the comment section. If you have different tips or if you do anything differently when you're doing your nail fill-ins that work for you, make sure you guys share them in the comment section. We as a nail community are here to help each other learn and grow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.